the latest episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! VRAINS was a duel-focused episode. We didn't see any side plots or any side characters in this one. It was all focused on the duel. So there's not too much plot progression, so we're just getting a good old-fashioned duel. So what did I think of the duel so far that's taking place? It's okay. There was a couple things in this duel that I thought they did different, which I quite like. So the first thing was, I don't remember if this was a thing or not, but in Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, did they determine who went first by who could do the first lap of the World Rally thing, like the lap thing? Was it the first person to do a lap gets to go first? I can't remember if that was a thing, because in this episode, Bowman says, how about this? First one past that, they get to choose who goes on first and second, and Yusaku's like, yeah, alright, then I'll do that. Unfortunately, he loses, so Yusaku has to go first, which is a detriment to Yusaku because Bowman's deck benefits from going second, whereas so does Yusaku's, I think. I think Yusaku does better when he goes second. I thought that was quite interesting. I always never really liked the fact that they never established a rule in Yu-Gi-Oh! About who goes first and second. It'd normally be the antagonist that'll say first, that'll like, I'll go first, or sometimes the main characters would do it as well. I would have liked it if whoever was challenged got to choose whether they go first or second, because you can't have like a coin flip every single time. That would look silly in an anime. But if they stuck with the rule where if you were the one challenged, then you get to choose who goes first or second, I think that would have been a good thing. But if it's something like racing to something as well, I quite like that. It's like a nice little twist. You get a little bit of action in there as well. But yeah, just a little side comment on that I thought I'd mention. Now, Yusaku's first turn goes well in theory. However, whenever you have a character that does plays in order to prevent something from happening next turn, I can guarantee you that it will always fail, especially if they monologue it. If they ever start talking about what they expect that will happen, Bowman's going to attack into this, then I'll activate my trap card. That is exactly what won't happen. So, of course, Yusaku does get a really good starting field. He gets his Cyburst Magician Girl. I forgot her name, but she was really awesome. I like that card. And then he gets his Ritual Monster out, which I thought was quite cool. He got his Cyburst Magician. I think that's his name. Manages to equip him with a spell card as well. And he has some other equipped spell cards in his hand as well, which I thought was quite interesting. His deck seems to have changed a little bit since the last season, I find, because it's a lot more focused around the Ritual Monster at the moment. Like, imagine having all those equipped cards in his deck. But I always find it weird now. We've seen so little of Decode Talker this season. It's just weird that that monster and that archetype kind of thing has been put in the back burner. Like, none of them got used in this episode. And it seems to be, in the preview for the next episode, we're not going to get one of the Decode Talkers. We're going to get a new Firewall monster. But to be fair, people complain about Firewall Dragons, saying they weren't using it much in the last season. So it's kind of flipped around anyway, and I'm okay with it. I liked Yusaku's turn. Bowman's I didn't love particularly. It was a lot of recycling the same moves, which tends to happen in Yu-Gi-Oh! VRAINS with the Link monsters. You'll see a lot of the same old plays. But he manages to get out 3 Link 1 monsters, which I guess is quite impressive. He gets a Wind, a Fire, and a Water, I think it was. And then he makes his Link 3 monster, and then he has his little Link spell card on the field. I can't wait for them to become a real thing. I can see it happening. And they'll probably break the game if they do, but yeah, we'll wait and see on that one. But Bowman gets his monster out, and then Yusaku's deck, then Yusaku can't use monsters that are wind, fire, or water, whatever the 3 attributes were, which Yusaku doesn't really rely too heavily on. He's mainly a dark focused duelist, unless he was using the Code Talkers, but he's not using them, so never mind. So the duel's going pretty normally. Yusaku manages to save himself from being defeated, and then we get to Yusaku's turn. He's about to make a play where he can destroy the opponent's monster, and the duel will carry on normal. So he's not being overly aggressive. He's not trying to end it all in one turn. He's just playing like Yusaku normally plays. But Ignis does something that we haven't seen before. He stops Yusaku and says, wait, use your other card. I've got this feeling that you need to defeat him right now. And he's like, oh, alright then, I guess so. So Yusaku does something different. He listens to him. He says, alright then, if you feel this strongly about it, I'll activate this. And then he does a pretty cool play where he damages himself and he gets to attack again. I wasn't too sure why. Oh no, he damaged himself so he can deal more damage. So he would have won, but then Bowman still manages to get out of that situation anyway. And then it is revealed that the feeling that I had and the feelings that Bowman is missing is instinct. It's made out... I got a little bit confused by what they were saying, because you would think that instincts are good. I don't trust going down this place, or I don't trust doing this because of my instincts. My instincts tell me this is a bad idea. Normally that's a good thing. However, Bowman starts ripping on him, saying that, oh, how ironic. The thing that I'm missing, instincts, is the thing that you've just done, and it's going to be your downfall, ironically. And I'm like, okay. So, a little bit confused about that one. So, Bowman isn't trying to get instincts, which I feel like you would get instincts anyway, so I don't know. So, he doesn't want the instincts. Instincts are bad. So even though Lightning is saying he's missing them, he's not actually missing them. That's a benefit. I don't know. I was a little bit confused. You guys probably could explain it to me. Maybe it'll be a little bit developed further on. Yeah, instincts. Okay. Honestly, when he was saying that he had a feeling about it, I thought they were going to reveal that he has like an inner voice. If you've watched Westworld, the whole thing about journeying into your mind, you hear a voice within you. You don't understand what it is, but then you eventually realize it's your own conscience. It's your own personality, and that's what I thought. He was like a superior AI because of that, but they didn't really go down that avenue. So, yeah, well, that was that anyway. It seems like Yusaku is going to lose anyway, but in the preview for the next episode, it very much looks like the opposite. It's like, oh, when Yusaku is on his last foot, that's when hope arrives in the form of a new card. And we see the word Neo Storm Access. What could this be? A lot of people speculate it's going to be Cyberse Quantum Dragon, the synchro monster for the Firewall Dragon series, I guess. So, yeah, it's probably going to be that if I had to guess. I can't see him bringing out a new fusion monster or anything like that, but it's got that massive storm there, so they're going to pull out something very good, and I think it's going to be, you know who, Quantum Dragon, I'm going to reckon. Other than the duel, there's not really too much else to say about the episode. I mean, there was a moment at the start of the episode that I thought was going to be interesting. Bowman takes him to this sort of world that looks like the Cyberse homeworld after it was destroyed. Bowman's like, I'm the one that destroyed it. I heard all your precious little Cyberse monsters squealing for help. Ha 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 ha. And we see I do something that we haven't actually seen him do yet. He gets pissed off. And I'm like, it's going to go dark. He's going to do some sort of dark summon now. He's going to get all aggressive and angry. They always do this in one of the Yu-Gi-Oh series where they give in to their rage and they start playing aggressively and stuff. I was like, this is that moment. But then Playmaker literally says to him, he's like, chill out, he's just trying to provoke you. And then I's just like, yeah, you're right, never mind. So I was like, oh, okay. So, unless that's foreshadowing the fact that as long as Playmaker and I are together, they level each other out. If we get rid of the one, maybe the other one will just embrace the things that they shouldn't be. If that's the case, that could be quite interesting, but I have a funny feeling that they're not going to do that. But, yeah, there's nothing really else more to talk about, so I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I hope you enjoyed this review. Let me know what you thought in the comment section below. But other than that, though, guys, thank you for watching. Catch you later.